everyone, today we're going to talk about SolForge from Stoneblade Entertainment. This is a preview version of the next game from the company formerly known as Gary Games. What's interesting about this is they're the creators of Ascension, which has been their sole product for a few years, and now they're moving on to a new digital project created in-house, and it is their second release game. So let's take a look and see how this lane-based card game plays out. SolForge is a genre that I am not always a huge fan of. It's called a lane-based card game. The way this works is you each have a certain number of slots, in this case 5, and you place cards in those slots. Those cards will attack the card adjacent or across from it, and this will continue until one player has lost all their health. So if there's no one in the adjacent lane, the creature will automatically attack the player. SolForge takes these basic mechanics and adds to them and changes them in some ways. For example, each card that you play helps you build your deck for future turns. So you'll take a second level of that card, which is more powerful, and put it into your future deck. What people have not mentioned, or not focused on as much, is that everything you do not use in your hand of 5 cards, you play 2 of them, the other 3 will go into your future deck as well. So in a way, you're building a deck for the future. So certain cards may not be good at level 1, so you'll want to play those to level them up, whereas other ones are fine at level 1, you want to save those for later on since they will come up again in your hand. The idea of drawing a hand of cards that you can choose to play is also somewhat unique in the lane-based card game genre. This replaces any sort of cost, as well as the previous leveling up mechanic also sort of acts as a cost and a way to plan for the future. The full release will allow for booster pack purchasing and deck building, but currently the demo version just has 2 built decks to play with and allows you to play head-to-head against AI or against another human player on the same device. The game features 2 AI levels in this demo version. Both are fairly challenging. Normal obviously is more challenging than easy. There is a tutorial that you can go through that walks you through the basics of the game. If you've played a sort of lane-based game before, you'll know most of the major mechanics, but it is a good refresher, and also it teaches you well if you are new to this genre. As mentioned before, the game allows up to 2 players to play on the same device in this demo version, which this seems promising for the final version, as a lot of collectible card game players do not like to play with other people because it's too competitive with strangers, but with family or friends, you can kind of have a different competitive atmosphere, so this app will allow that sort of casual local play. This is, of course, an overview. A review of this game will come later in the year when it's actually released, I believe this summer, but the preview so far has been fun to play. The game definitely seems to have some potential. I have not always been a fan of lane-based games, and this solves several of the problems, though while possibly creating some new ones. Some of the issues I possibly see cropping up in the future is there's definitely, at least in these current deck builds, a definite tendency to have a runaway winner or loser. But then you know this about halfway through the game, but then have to wait for the other half of their health to go away. This, of course, may be just part of the collectible card game genre, as I know with many Magic games, there's usually a clear winner in each match, though that may bounce back and forth even with the same decks. So I can clearly understand that as a possibility. Overall, it's very interesting, very fun. I think the collectible aspect will actually give new life to this genre, even though some may balk at the expense. I believe that if you are interested in this, this will be a better experience over some of the alternatives available on iOS right now. Overall, I think it's a great preview. I think it shows some great potential, and I look forward to trying out the full game in all of its collectible glory and all of its ability to deck build. I think there will be a lot of depth in this game, and something that fans of Gary Games' other work, or Stoneblade Entertainment, can look forward to.